So I was asked if I could do a video on the fitting of the awning room. Unfortunately, the very first time that you sort of have to put it up, there's some assembly required. So it was going to give a bit of a fake view of how long it would actually really take to put up, thereafter. So I'll just talk through the the installation of sort of how it's done, time wise, all that side of stuff. So when it comes to the actual canopy itself, that's really simple and easy. So you basically you've got two different types. You've got a manual version and you've got a electric version. If you get the manual version, you'll just simply have a little like winder, and you'll see where that little round circle there, that cap, that would actually not be there. So you would basically put your winder in, you'd then wind it out, and then the canopy would just come out. With the electric version, that's all blocked off, and there is a button inside the caravan. You just press the button, and it just electrically just comes out. It will come out so far, and then you'll drop the legs down, and then you'll press the button the rest of the way, and out it comes the rest of the way. In truth, I think the manual version is most probably actually slightly quicker than the electric version, because the electric motor just comes out very, very slowly. But yeah, we're talking seconds difference. There's nothing really, in it much in between the two. So all in all, the canopy itself, that's the first part. So you're looking at somewhere most probably around 90 seconds out, legs drop down, a couple of pegs in the legs, job done. You can't get any quicker on that side of stuff. With the awning room, I would say this is on par with a poled awning. I would think a porch awning or maybe an air awning might be slightly quicker. But with regards to the strength, this is on par with like an all-seasoned poled awning. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to have to assemble this bar here. There's 3 parts. You'll see one there, and then there's one at the end. They all just clip together. And then you'll also have this end pole which just clips together again. This is 2 poles, so you get this bit here and this one at the bottom. They clip together, and what you'll find is when you get the awning room first time, they'll come with a sticker kit, and you'll just have some stickers which just make it very clear, so that next time you come to set the awning up, you know exactly which pole clicks into each other. Speeds the whole process up. When it comes to fitting the actual poles, the 6300, the Omnistor, it comes already with the fixing points already built into the actual canopy. So you can see we've got one here, and then the other one is at the top, just in there, and it literally just clips in, and you'll do that on both sides, so on that side as well as this side. And then what you would then do is you'd retract the canopy in a bit, and then once you've done that, you'll then have just some clamps to undo. So these 3 clamps here, so that opens up the pole, and then basically what you'll see is that clamps over the roof and seals the roof. After that, it's then a case of threading the panels in. Now, all the panels are modular, so you can actually just use the side panel if you really wanted. You wouldn't have to use the front panels, so it can or you could just use the front panels. It's all separate. What that means is everything's really, although it's actually a really heavy awning, it's about 30 odd kilograms. The panels themselves are actually really light because it's just literally a separate panel. What you'll see is there's a little channel here, and it just threads through, a bit like you would do on any normal awning rail, and it just just threads into the side panel there. And then with the side panel, the side pole, again, it's just literally a channel you'll see down the bottom there, it just threads on through, and then this side panel, it clips onto that fixing point at the top there. After you've done that, this leg just down here, that just unclips and that drops down to the height of what's required for, you know, the setup. And then finally, just to give it all a bit of strength, this pole here just screws into the side here, and you'll see again another little channel there. Just throw through there, and then you just do those up, and that sort of now just gives it quite a strong, you know, quite a rigid, you know, frame. Gives it a lot of tension, makes that nice and easy. Now with the front panels, so depending on what size you've got, this is the 4.5 meter. So this is 3 separate panels. So you've got this first panel here. Second, same size panel, and then you've got this little section here in the middle. It's all zipped together. If you were doing it as a couple, you could easily just thread this all through as one big panel. But if you were doing it as single-handedly, it's going to be much easier to do it just one panel at a time, and then doing the zips up there. When it comes to threading it through, again, it just works in the same way as like an awning with an awning rail. You'll see you've got a little bit just there, and that just threads on through there, and then this does just all the way through, and then you can then just zip the panels up. When it comes to attaching the side panels to the front panels, again, it's just a zip. So you'll see just here, just zips together. So once you've done all that, that's the awning room all done. It's then just a case of just adjusting the legs, which is a clip. Again, I will show you. Sorry, I'm going back and forwards with this bit. So, where is it? There it is. So that just unclips, so you can then adjust the height of the legs. And then you'll see you've got some Velcro straps here, which just attach to the legs there. And then it's a matter of pegging it down. You'll see that's how it all seals to the van, and then this is the adjustable leg down the bottom there. So depending on sort of fitness levels, all that side of stuff, it's, you know, what makes this awning stand out. It is a heavy duty all season awning, but everything's really light. You know, with heavy duty sort of all season awnings, they're typically really heavy. They're all as one big thing. You can sort of undo the panels to make it a little bit lighter, but with this, none of that's realistically required. So it just makes everything a lot easier if you're sort of, if you don't have the strength anymore, it's try not to insult anyone, but older people, this I think is going to be a little bit easier to put up. The only hardest bit is basically this pole, just sort of getting it in at the top there. What you basically, the easiest way to do that and to do the clamps at the top is basically you would just drop this leg down as far low as possible to make it all as arm length as possible, and then you could then just use the caravan entrance step just to reach, feed it all through there. Pegging points, there is plenty pegging points, so they all sort of just clip onto these points here. You'll see there's absolutely loads of them. Keeps it nice and solid in the wind. We were the very first night we had this up, we were getting in excess of 40 miles an hour winds, sort of 43 mile an hour I think it was, and it blew around a bit, usual stuff you're going to get with fabrics, but it was otherwise really nice and strong. But if I was to give an estimation time wise, I reckon you know, but somewhere between sort of 25 minutes and 50 minutes, depending on sort of fitness and how, should we say, anal you are with making it all perfectly straight, and how to, you know, giving it all sort of there, like you see there. I'm quite particular at just making it as neat as possible, so I wanted everything to be nice straight lines, keeping everything as tensioned as possible. So yeah, it's takes me a bit longer, but yeah, somebody could easily whack it up a little bit quicker. Other than that, you've also got the wind skirt down the bottom here. This isn't part of the awning. That's something I added separately to the awning. That's a drought skirt. I'll do a little something on that at another point. And then yeah, the carpet, if anybody asks, that's a Van Gogh carpet. It is nothing to do with Thule, so it doesn't actually fit this awning room properly. So that's going to be my next thing on my list, I reckon, for, you know, purchasing of this. And you can also add curtains to it. There is a track here for curtains on all of them. There's one at the top, just there. That's there. So, but yeah, that is the sort of putting it up and taking it down. It's going to be, yeah, I reckon I could get this down in, you know, most probably 10 minutes. Canopy put away, and then it'll just be a case of just folding up the panels. Yeah, it'll be a lot easier taking it down than what it will be getting it up. So yeah, any other questions? Feel free to ask.